9. Bouillon cubes, wash stock concentrate. Let's talk about something small, mighty, and seriously underrated. Bouillon cubes and stock concentrate. You might not think much of them when your pantry is full and your fridge is packed, but when you're down to the basics and need to make something out of almost nothing, these little flavor bombs become gold. Here's the deal. Bouillon cubes take up almost no space, last for years, and can turn a pot of plain water into something that actually tastes like dinner. Whether you're making rice, soups, stews, or bar sauces, a single cube can make all the difference. Most bouillon cubes have a shelf life of 1 to 2 years, but if stored properly in a cool, dry place, they often last even longer. Some people have used cubes that were past their expiration date and said they still work just fine. Just keep an eye out for any signs of moisture or weird smells. Stock concentrate works the same way, only it comes in paste form. A little goes a long way. Just stir a spoonful into boiling water or your favorite dish, and boom, you've got rich, savory flavor without needing fresh herbs or bones simmering for hours. Now, why are these so important? Because when food gets scarce and your options are limited, having meals that taste good matters more than you'd think. It's not just about nutrition, it's about morale. And let's face it, eating bland food day after day gets old fast. Bouillon cubes come in all kinds of flavors too: chicken, beef, vegetable, even mushroom. That means you can match your meals to whatever protein or veggies you've got on hand. Got some canned beans and rice. Add a chicken bouillon cube and call it comfort food. And here's a bonus, they're super cheap. You can find big jars of cubes or tubes of concentrate for just a few bucks. That makes them one of the most cost-effective ways to upgrade your meals without spending a fortune. So next time you're at the store and see bouillon cubes or stock concentrate on sale, don't skip them. Toss a jar in your cart, because when you're trying to stretch ingredients or make something taste like real food, these tiny flavor heroes will be your secret weapon. 10. Dried mushrooms. Let's talk about something that doesn't always make it onto survival food lists, but should. Ahaino, dried mushrooms. I know what you're thinking. Mushrooms? Really? But hear me out. These little guys are packed with flavor, nutrition, and a surprising amount of shelf life. Plus, they add a rich, savory depth to meals that makes even the simplest ingredients taste gourmet. So first off, dried mushrooms last a lot longer than you might expect. If stored properly in an airtight container away from heat and moisture, they can stay good for up to a year or even longer. That makes them perfect for long-term pantry storage without taking up much space. Now, here's the magic part. When you rehydrate them in warm water or broth, they come back to life almost like fresh. Sure, the texture isn't exactly the same, but the flavor, oh, it's incredible. Dried shiitake, porcini, or morels bring a powerful umami punch that can upgrade rice dishes, soups, stews, and even sauces. And let's not forget the nutrition. Mushrooms are loaded with B vitamins, minerals like selenium and copper, and even some protein. In times when fresh produce is scarce or expensive, having a stash of dried mushrooms means you can still get those essential nutrients and flavor without breaking the bank. Plus, they're super lightweight and compact, perfect for small pantries or emergency kits where space matters. A little goes a long way. Just a handful can flavor a whole pot of soup or stir fry. Oh, and here's a pro tip. Save the soaking liquid after rehydrating mushrooms. It makes an amazing base for sauces, gravies, or adding extra richness to any dish. Don't waste it. It's pure umami gold. So next time you're at the store or shopping online and see dried mushrooms on sale, don't just walk, run. Grab a bag or two. Because when grocery prices rise and fresh options shrink, these little flavor bombs will turn your basic meals into something worth savoring. And there you have it. The 10 essential survival foods you should be stocking up on now, so before things get worse. Some of these might already be in your pantry, others might surprise you, but the key is to start preparing before it's too late. If this video helped you feel more confident about what to buy and why, give it a thumbs up. It helps us out a lot and tells YouTube this kind of content matters to you. Now drop a comment below. What's one item from this list you're grabbing on your next grocery run? Or better yet, have you already noticed shortages or price hikes at your local store? Let's hear your story. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, now's the time. We're diving deep into food prep, budget-friendly meals, and how to stretch your dollar without sacrificing flavor. New videos drop every week, so don't miss out. 6. Peanut butter. Let's talk about a pantry item that feels like a hug in a jar. Peanut butter. Yes, it's creamy, it's delicious, and for many of us, it's a childhood favorite. But here's what most people don't realize. Peanut butter isn't just comfort food, it's survival food. And get this, if unopened and stored properly, peanut butter can last up to 2 years, and sometimes even longer. Thanks to its high oil and low moisture content, it resists spoilage better than most foods. Just keep it in a cool, dry place and you're good to go. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, peanut butter? Really? But think about how much value it brings. It's packed with protein, healthy fats, and calories, making it perfect for keeping energy levels up when fresh food is scarce. Plus, it's incredibly versatile. Spread it on toast, dip your apple slices in it, or mix it into oatmeal for a flavor boost. And if you're ever stuck with limited ingredients, a spoonful of peanut butter can turn an otherwise bland meal into something satisfying. Oh, and here's a tip. Buy the big jars. Not only does it save money in the long run, but having a large supply means less frequent trips to the store, which could be a big deal if things get chaotic. Natural peanut butter tends to separate over time, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Just stir it back in. If you prefer the smooth, shelf-stable kind that doesn't need refrigeration after opening, go for that version instead. Either way, you're getting a reliable, calorie-dense food that keeps well. And let's not forget the nostalgia factor. For a lot of us, peanut butter brings back memories of school lunches, bedtime snacks, and simpler times. In uncertain days ahead, having something familiar and comforting in your pantry can make a real difference, not just for your stomach, but for your mood too. So next time you're at the store and see peanut butter on sale, grab an extra jar or two, because when grocery prices rise and options shrink, peanut butter will always have your back. Devin, honey. Let's talk about a food that's been around since ancient times and still tastes just as good today, honey. Yes, you read that right. Archaeologists have found pots of honey in Egyptian tombs that are thousands of years old and still perfectly edible. That's right, honey never goes bad if stored properly. No other sweetener can say that. So why is this golden goodness a must-have for your survival pantry? Let's break it down. First off, honey is a natural preservative. It has low moisture and high acidity, which means bacteria can't grow in it. Store it in a sealed container, keep it somewhere cool and dry, and it'll last indefinitely. Seriously, your great-grandkids could eat it if they wanted to. Now, beyond its insane shelf life, honey brings more than just sweetness to the table. It's got antibacterial properties, antioxidants, and even enzymes that support digestion. Some people use it for sore throats, wound healing, or even as a natural energy booster. But let's be real, you probably love it because it makes everything taste better. Drizzle it over oatmeal, mix it into tea, or spread it on toast with peanut butter. Yes, we're circling back to number 6. It's also perfect for baking, cooking, or just having on hand when you need a little comfort. And here's another bonus. Unlike sugar, honey doesn't harden completely if stored right. Just make sure you keep it in a tightly sealed jar and avoid getting water inside. That's the only way it can spoil. 8. Canned tuna, chicken. Let's talk about one of the easiest, most reliable sources of protein you can keep in your pantry, canned tuna and chicken. These little cans are like mini power packs of nutrition, no refrigeration needed, no cooking required, and they're ready to eat the second you open them. That makes them perfect for emergency prep or just quick meals when you're short on time. Now, here's the thing. While fresh meat spoils fast and frozen options take up space, canned proteins last for years on end. Most cans have a shelf life of 3 to 5 years, sometimes even longer if stored properly. Just make sure there's no damage to the can and you rotate your stock occasionally. Tuna comes in oil, water, or brine, and each has its own flavor profile. Oil-packed is richer, great for salads or eating straight from the can. Water-packed is lighter, perfect for mixing into pasta or casseroles. And let's not forget, you can make killer tuna salad with just mayo, salt, pepper, and a fork. Chicken is another powerhouse. Whether it's white meat, dark meat, or shredded, canned chicken is incredibly versatile. You can add it to soups, wraps, rice dishes, or just eat it plain when you need something fast and filling. And both tuna and chicken are loaded with protein, low in carbs, and easy to digest. In times when food becomes scarce or expensive, having a solid supply of protein is key for keeping your strength up. 3. Rice, white and brown. If there's one thing almost every culture on Earth has figured out, it's this. Rice is life. And when you're building a survival pantry, rice should be near the top of your list. Now, not all rice is created equal, especially when it comes to shelf life. Let's break it down. White rice, like jasmine or basmati, can last up to 25 years if stored properly. Yes, you read that right, 25 years. Meanwhile, brown rice has a shorter lifespan, around 6 months to a year, because of the natural oils in the bran layer. But both types bring something valuable to the table. White rice is your long-term player. It's dry, stable, and doesn't need much to keep it good for years. Just store it in an airtight container with some oxygen absorbers and keep it somewhere cool and dark. Done right, and you'll always have a base for meals, no matter what's going on outside. Brown rice, while less shelf-stable, brings more nutrition to the plate. It's higher in fiber, vitamins, and minerals, so if you're rotating your stock regularly, it's worth keeping a small bag on hand for everyday use. But here's the real reason rice is a must-have. It goes with everything. Toss it with beans for a complete protein, stir fry it with veggies and soy sauce, or just boil it plain when you need something fast and filling. In times of stress, having something reliable and satisfying to eat makes a world of difference. And let's talk cost. Rice is incredibly budget-friendly. You can buy a 20-pound bag for less than $10 in most places. That's literally cents per meal. So if you're trying to stretch your grocery dollars now and prepare for possible shortages later, this is where to invest. Bottom line, don't skip the rice. Grab a few extra bags next time you're at the store. Your future self will thank you when everyone else is scrambling to find carbs, and you've got a mountain of rice waiting in the pantry. 4. Pasta. Let's talk about one of the most comforting, budget-friendly, and long-lasting foods you can keep in your pantry. Pasta. Yes, pasta. That go-to meal when you're broke, tired, or just don't feel like cooking. Turns out, it's also a survival superstar. Here's the good news. Dry pasta has an impressive shelf life. Most store-bought boxes say 1 to 2 years, but if stored properly in a cool, dry place, sealed tight, it can last even longer. Some people have cooked pasta that was over 5 years old and said it still tasted great. Just make sure there are no signs of moisture or bugs and you're good to go. Now, pasta comes in so many shapes and sizes: spaghetti, penne, elbows, rotini, you name it, and each one brings something different to the table. Want a quick meal? Boil and toss with butter or olive oil. Feeling fancy? Add some canned tomatoes, beans, or tuna for a full meal upgrade. But here's what makes pasta a pantry essential. It's incredibly versatile. Use it in soups, casseroles, stir-fries, or even cold salads. You can stretch one box into multiple meals by mixing it with veggies, protein, or sauces you already have on hand. And let's not forget the price point. Pasta is super cheap. You can often find boxes for under $1 or grab big family-sized bags for just a few bucks. That makes it perfect for stocking up without breaking the bank. Oh, and if you've got kids or just love comfort food, you already know how much easier life is when you can say, hey, we're having pasta tonight. Everyone's happy and dinner gets made in 10 minutes. So next time you're at the store and see a deal on pasta, don't hesitate. Grab a few extra boxes, because when grocery prices rise and supply chains get shaky, having a solid stash of pasta in your pantry means you'll always have something to eat. 5. Canned tomatoes. Let's talk about something that might not seem like a survival food at first glance, but absolutely is: canned tomatoes. I mean, sure, you probably reach for them when making spaghetti sauce or chili, but here's the thing. Canned tomatoes are way more than just an ingredient. They're a kitchen workhorse, and in times of grocery uncertainty, they'll become one of your most valuable pantry items. First off, canned tomatoes last a long time. Most cans have a shelf life of 18 months to 2 years, but if the seal is good and the can is undamaged, they can safely last even longer. Just keep them in a cool, dry place and rotate your stock as needed. Now, why are they so important? Because they add flavor, moisture, and richness to just about any dish. Think about it. Without tomatoes, your chili is just beans and meat. Your pasta sauce is just pasta. And your soups? Well, they're definitely missing something. Did you know that by July 2025, everyday foods like rice, beans, and even peanut butter could be either gone from shelves or cost triple what they do now? This isn't speculation, it's already starting. Stick around, because what I'm about to show you could protect your pantry and your wallet. Hey everyone! Over the past year, I've been deep diving into food trends, economic forecasts, and talking to experts, from nutritionists to former grocery store managers. What I uncovered was shocking. Essential pantry items are vanishing faster than ever, and prices are spiking across the board. In this video, I'm breaking down the 13 survival foods you need in your pantry before it's too late. Some might surprise you. I'll also explain why stores are running low on basics and how long these shortages could last. If you've noticed empty shelves or rising costs lately, you're not alone. So before we dive in, drop a comment below. Have you seen any unusual shortages or price hikes at your local grocery store? Let's hear your story. 1. Canned beans, the quiet powerhouse of your pantry. Let's kick things off with something simple, affordable, and seriously underrated: canned beans. You've probably got a can or two tucked away in your pantry right now. Maybe you grabbed it last week for chili, or maybe it's been there since, well, let's not ask questions. Here's the deal. Canned beans are one of those foods that fly under the radar until you actually need them, and by then, it might be too late. Stores run out fast, especially when people start panicking about groceries, and trust me, they're starting to. But here's why beans should be at the top of your list. They last up to 5 years if stored properly. That's right, years. Just keep them in a cool, dry place and they'll be ready when you are. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Beans? Really? But hear me out. These little guys are packed with protein, fiber, iron, and other nutrients that keep you full and healthy. Whether it's black beans for tacos, kidney beans for chili, or pinto beans for rice bowls, you've got options. And honestly, they're one of the cheapest sources of plant-based protein you can buy. Oh, and cooking them? Super easy. Open the can, rinse them off. Trust me, that step makes a difference. And toss them into just about anything. Stir fries, soups, salads, you name it. If you're feeling fancy, add a little cumin, garlic, and lime, and boom, you've got yourself a meal. But here's the part most people don't realize. Beans aren't just for vegans or health nuts. They're survival food. In times of shortage, when fresh meat is hard to find or way too expensive, beans are your best friend. Plus, they're calorie dense enough to give you real energy when you need it most. And get this, beans are incredibly versatile. You can mash them into burgers, blend them into dips, or even sneak them into brownies. Yes, really, it works. So if you've ever thought of beans as boring, think again. They're like the Swiss Army knife of your pantry. So next time you're at the store and see a sale on canned beans, grab a few extra cans, not just one. 3, 10. Because when grocery prices go up and shelves start to empty, you're going to want to be the person who's ready. 2. Oats. Let's talk about a breakfast staple that's way more than just a morning meal. Oats. Yes, that warm bowl of oatmeal you love on chilly days. It can also be a lifesaver when grocery store shelves start to empty. Oats are one of those foods that don't get nearly enough credit. They're cheap, filling, and if stored right, they can last up to 2 years or even longer. That makes them perfect for anyone trying to build a pantry that can survive whatever comes next. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, isn't oatmeal kind of boring? And sure, if you eat it the same way every day, it can feel that way. But here's the secret. Oats are like a blank canvas. You can cook them sweet or savory, add cinnamon and banana for comfort, or go bold with peanut butter and honey for extra flavor. Or, if you're really in survival mode, just add hot water and call it a day. But here's the real kicker. Oats aren't just for breakfast. You can use them in baking, like making cookies, energy bars, or even as a substitute for breadcrumbs and meatloaf. Some people even grind them into flour for pancakes or muffins. So yeah, this is not just a one-trick pony. And let's not forget the nutrition part. Oats are rich in fiber, which keeps you full longer. They've got protein, vitamins, and minerals too. In a world where food might get scarce, having something that fills you up and keeps your energy steady is huge.